Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for Thursday, October 12th, 2023. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. The police are investigating a fatal shooting incident that occurred on Tuesday, October 10th at Craddock Road. Having received reports of gunshots being heard in the area, police responded to the scene and found 37-year-old Ibal Tyson of Low Street seated motionless in his car. Preliminary investigations indicate that Tyson was accosted by an armed assailant or assailants and shot multiple times while driving down Craddock Road about 8 a.m. Tyson's subsequent loss of vehicular control caused him to crash into a tree on the side of the road, bringing his vehicle to a stop. He was pronounced deceased at the scene. The crime scene unit of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force examined the scene and collected some items of evidential value. Among these items are one firearm and one magazine containing 10 rounds of ammunition. The police reiterates the appeal to those who may have information about this and other criminal matters to contact the nearest police station or call the Crime Stoppers hotline 707. The police force also wishes to express condolences to all who have been negatively impacted by this incident. Parents of school-aged children are being urged to support a program which is seeking to improve the relationship between young people and the police. The Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force and the Department of Community Development in April of this year launched the Community Advancement Program CAP. Superintendent Lyndon David says it is an extension of the Community Policing Initiative.
We want our children to understand we are parents, we are community members, we are, maybe say some of us are pastors. So throughout our society, you have the involvement of police officers. And that builds where you can trust more. And police officers are there to ensure that the laws that our parliament have made are upheld. And therefore the children, they should want to be a part of that as opposed to be on the other side, which we always tell them. Don't want to be on the other side of the law, but be on the side of the law. We have seen where we lost so many lives in terms of young men, and we see young women to gang activity. And we have seen where persons are losing property and finances, and the community was once in fear. Let us train our children to be good citizens, want to build our country as opposed to get involved. So these groups help to instill all these good principles in our children. So as parents, allow your children to join these groups.
Janet Maloney is the Director of the Department of Community Development.
We realize that playing games is important. It's play a part in children's development. It teaches them responsibility, it teaches them respect, it teaches them tolerance. If you win, it's not the end. If you lose, it's not the end of the world. Anger management and stuff like that will come out. So we would have at least 3 games club established already, and we try to make it accessible, because we have many community centers that are accessible to, well, the whole village, the whole community, and so children can join those clubs, and then the police or other persons, because it's not only the police who will be going in to work with the children, we will be targeting other persons in the community to address certain topics. That might, like health, we might call on the health unit to go in and talk about STDs and stuff like that. And so we are trying to make the program accessible to all children by using the community centers.
Inspector Alonzo Carty, commander of the Nevis Division of the Police Force, says he is pleased to be a part of the Community Advancement Program.
Way back in 2004, I believe, I was instrumental in starting a police boys club, what we call the Police Boys Club. And we pulled a number of students out of the Charlestown Primary School specifically, and we engaged them. We brought in people to speak about finances. We did hiking. We talked about drugs and the effects of drugs and alcohol, and a wide range of subject areas. We are doing something similar in this program, where we would have partnered with a number of churches, we've partnered with a number of youth groups, and we engage them. Similarly, we are quite pleased with the response that we have gotten, and we believe that it can only go to the benefits of the children, the parents, and the society at large. We are also hoping that with this interaction that we get a few police officers out of this, because the police force is in need of officers. And so if we create a good image and we engage, we really hope that a lot of our children would consider a career in policing.
The Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force says it is mindful that community support and involvement are pillars that reinforce and guide its mission to uphold justice and preserve peace. Still to come, NBA player donates shoes to students in Nevis. The details after this break.
As a responsible taxpayer, you help to finance free health care at all health centers on Nevis. Thank you for putting country above self. This message was brought to you by the Inland Revenue Department, Nevis. Be a responsible citizen.
Welcome back. In a celebration of the 112th Taiwan National Day and the 40th anniversary of the diplomatic ties between Taiwan and St. Kitts and Nevis, the Embassy of Republic of China Taiwan hosted a reception on Monday, October 9th. The embassy thanked Governor General's Deputy, His Excellency Walford Gums, Prime Minister the Honorable Dr. Terence Drew and his cabinet members, and Premier the Honorable Mark Brantley and the members of the Nevis Island administration for showing their long-standing support for Taiwan. In his remarks, Ambassador Lin brought everyone back to exactly 40 years ago when the two nations forged diplomatic ties and Taiwan was honored to be the first nation to recognize the independence of St. Kitts and Nevis. In his remarks, Prime Minister Drew praised Taiwan for being a reliable partner, assisting in capacity building of St. Kitts and Nevis through different cooperation projects. Division Mandarin students Jada John, Anessa Monroe, and Ajurni Hodge delivered performances in Mandarin and brought the guests to their feet in a standing ovation. The embassy says these young ladies are testament to how partnership between countries could facilitate cultural exchanges and benefit the people. More than 40 basketball enthusiasts in schools on Nevis were gifted with shoes on Tuesday, October 10th. The Nike shoes were donated by Nicholas Claxton, an American professional basketball player for the Brooklyn Nets of the National Basketball Association, NBA. The donation follows Claxton's hosting of a basketball clinic with students in Nevis in June.
Based on his observation, having had the clinic, Mr. Claxton said he wanted to assist some of the young people by providing some shoes.
Minister of Sports, the Honorable Troy Liburd, who assisted with the distribution of the shoes, noted that some 46 students will benefit from the donation.
We want to extend our heartfelt gratitude to the Nicholas Claxton Foundation, to Nicholas Claxton, to his dad, Charles Claxton. Charles is of Nevisian heritage, of course, and he would have been the one to facilitate the visit and to facilitate a lot of what has happened. He has been the contact person throughout, and so we want to extend some thanks to him. I think the NBA season has started with the preseason, and so we want to wish Nicholas all the best going forward with his career. He's very young still and is just at the beginning of his NBA career. And of course, he has given the commitment that as long as he is in the position to, that he would want to give back and contribute to us here on Nevis, and we are certainly grateful for that.
Minister Liburd, who is also the Minister of Education, urged the students to value the gift. And that's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I am Bronte Swanstead Hendrickson. Thank you for viewing.